guys, welcome back to Lisa and Company. Today we're gonna have a quick chat before we get to creating, because I have brought you into my studio of shame. So you guys gotta know that if I'm bringing you in here, I trust you. You're like my family now. So here's the deal. We can't go out, we can't go shopping. Yes, I've ordered a few things online, but they are definitely taking longer to come than they used to. So we are going to create a whole bunch of Easter DIYs. These are going to be from Dollar Tree, Dollarama, the Restore, the thrift stores, all the treasures that I have squirreled away in this studio of shame. And we're going to create an Easter tablescape. I guess actually it's an Easter island-scape, because just like everything else right now, Easter's going to look a little different. It's going to be pretty small. There's going to be 2, maybe 3 of us. I'm really bummed that my son's not going to be able to come home for Easter, so there'll definitely be a little FaceTiming that day. So I am going to go through this insane stash of treasures. We're calling it treasures. You notice I didn't say hoard, because I have a couple of amazing subscribers who told me this is not a hoard, because I'm going to use it. And now I'm really going to use it. So I am going to show you a few of the things I've picked up recently. Not so much a haul, just a few things, and then I'm gonna go through this studio and I'm gonna pull as many DIYs as I can, and then we are gonna get DIYing. All right, you guys, let's get started. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you know every time we upload a new video. So I figured what we would do, which is a little different from normal, is I am going to show you what I pulled kind of close up so you can get a sense of, well, just how much is in this studio and what we may or may not do today. So I know I pulled more than we can possibly DIY for this table, but I had a lot more stuff and I had a lot more inspiration as I was going through this stuff. So I thought I would take you through it really quick. I have 3 packages of these because apparently every time I went to Dollar Tree I kept buying more. I have a dozen of these plain white eggs, and I've done enough moss. I've burned my fingers enough times, and thank you all for the amazing tips. Here's the thing, I do have those finger protectors from Dollar Tree. They're somewhere in here. I know I have them. I bought them earlier this year. I was pretty excited to find them. Hopefully we will. So I've got those eggs, and then from Dollarama as well, I got these 4, which are much larger. So if I hadn't already done moss eggs, I would totally be doing that with those ones. I've got an Easter sign from Dollar Tree, and I just bought it to use the eggs for something, so I got to figure that out. I bought this bunny from Dollar Tree because I figured this side would be super cute. Maybe first thing, I had bought these at Christmas and didn't do anything with them, but I love that beaded detail on these. So I'm gonna spray these with that great river mist blue that everybody has been falling in love with. Hopefully I have enough in the can. I'll definitely focus on getting 2 done. If I can get 3 or 4, that would be great. I have 5, which is an odd number, but I used one of them to make a sign just a little while ago for my front hallway. I also found 4 of these glass plates from Dollar Tree, and I'm thinking we might just decoupage something on there, and don't you think that would make a great little tablescape with those 2 together? So that's kind of that. I have a bunch of these little signs from Dollar Tree. I actually used one at Valentine's Day that I'll reuse, because again, I'm aiming for 3. So I'm thinking place card holders, and you've got to see these. $1.50. They look like little chocolate bunnies. So I don't know whether they'll sit on top, whether they're gonna sit inside, but I feel like that's our place card holder. Tons of these moss stones from Dollar Tree, which may or may not happen. More of those eggs. Picked these up at the thrift store, 50 cents. I know you won't believe me. Here you go, check that out, 50 cents. So again, not sure what, but there's 3, so it's perfect. I have these little discs. I get them from Dollarama. They come in all kinds of shapes. These are going to be in conjunction with the beads, little risers. Picked this one up at Dollar Tree for Valentine's Day, was gonna use it as a gift for Izzy. Now I'm thinking some of those small Dollar Tree eggs are gonna go in it. I found a whole bunch of napkins. I used these ones in the fall for pumpkins. I intended to use these ones for Valentine's Day, so they might make their way in there. Wow. I have pink straws as well, so if I use the pink, we'll use the pink. Oh yeah, Dollar Tree napkin rings. So those I have, hold on, it's somewhere in this craziness. I just used this pretty little one. I pick it up at Dollar Emma. It's $1.50. Here, can you see? And I also have it in the white. So we might just do something super simple with those. And we're at the bottom of the bin. So you know what that means? It's time for me to head to the basement, spray paint these chargers, and then we'll get started on the rest of this stuff. First up, I'm gonna give these Dollar Tree eggs a coat of my linen white chalk paint, and then I'm gonna speckle them. Except you're not actually gonna see that because I turned off the camera when I should have been turning on the camera. Trust me, they're cute. For these little risers, I have seen you guys all haul these from the Target dollar spot, and I am super jealous that I don't have access to these, so I'm gonna make them myself. I sourced these at Dollarama. I got the beads at Michael's, and this is a super simple project that's just gonna be something I can use on my coffee bar, on the island, and well, really all over the house when I just wanna rise something up a little bit. Alrighty, for this one, all I really want is that crate inside. So that storage container is gonna go back on the shelf and get used for something useful. And I'm gonna take this one down to the basement. I have a really chalky finish spray paint in white for this. Let's get started on these place card holders. I have a love-hate relationship with painting anything from the dollar store in pink. I find it so hard to cover even with this great paint. I'm going to take the little centerpieces down and spray them in the basement with a nice flat black finish because like I've told you before, any flat black paint will act as a chalkboard. Do not be tricked into buying chalkboard paint. That's my pro tip of the day. That's one coat on those little Easter bunnies. They're going to need a lot more, and I actually wish I had spray painted them. I think it would have gone much easier. We're going to reattach these. We're going to get started on gluing the bunnies down, and they came out so cute. I ended up sanding them back, and they almost have an old ceramic look to them. You know what? You never know when you pick something up at the dollar store if it's going to work out or not, and this was not what I intended for them, but I absolutely love the way they came out. Originally, I was thinking to paint them in gold so they looked like lint bunnies. Okay, next up, my little bunny sign. This is just one of those cutouts from Dollar Tree that comes with those little markers, which I got rid of. It's getting a coat of the white chalk paint as well, and I've got some of those tumbling tower blocks that I've already stained from a previous project. They're gonna get a coat of white paint, and we're gonna use that to make this bunny stand up. On my phone, I pulled up some Rae Dunn lettering examples, and I'm just using my Sharpie oil-based marker to write this right on here. This just goes to show you there are so many options. You can hand letter, you could have cut this out on a Cricut, or you can look for poster stickers either at Michael's or your dollar store. Really loving the way this little guy came out, and when you consider he cost me $1.25, pretty happy with him. I decided to go around the edge and just finish it off with a little bit of an enamel look. Alright, so I mangled my thumb with my scissors, so this one's going to be a little trickier. Using the Restoration Hardware Gray, I'm just going to flick the paint on here. It's tough to see until I give you the close-up just how amazing it looks. While I'm doing this, I'm actually watching a show from England called Escape to the Chateau. Been binge watching it for days, absolutely in love with it. I strongly recommend you look it up if you love any kind of quirky vintage DIY that actually takes place in a French chateau. I really had to think about what to use these little bamboo boxes for, but I decided I was going to make little mini centerpieces for each place setting. I'm going to use those eggs we just speckled. We're going to use a whole bunch of greenery that I got from Dollarama. They have stepped up their greenery this year like I have never seen. These little bunches were both $1.25 or $1.50 each, and there is a ton of stuff on there. I just used a little tiny piece of the floral foam from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna go around in a circle and fill these in. I ended up using a total of 3 bunches, 2 of the greenery and 1 of the little white flowers. All right, I took the Dollar Tree napkin rings and sprayed them with that chalky finish paint I have. Now I'm going to use these really pretty little rosebuds and this vine that I picked up at Dollarama and just kind of put it all together to create a super pretty spring napkin ring. So you guys, my mom is a major blue and white lover, and I had this piece left over from pumpkins I made for her in the fall. It's barely half a scarf from Dollar Tree, but I think I'm gonna have just enough to cover the backs of these plates. Now, there is one side that's more vivid than the other, and I'm gonna use the more muted side so that it looks great on those chargers I've already painted. I'm simply going to cut this out, Mod Podge it on, and then when I'm all done and that's dry, I'm going to go over it with a clear polyacrylic. Okay, so here's my tip I learned through trial and error. You really have to start in the very center of the plate and work your way out. I was trying to sort of do it in a more top to bottom fashion, and it just kept moving the scarf and causing wrinkles. So don't do what I did. When it's all dry, you're gonna wanna give it a really close cut. Now, I wasn't sure if the scissors were gonna work or if I would have to use a razor blade or something, but because the fabric was stiffer from the Mod Podge, it cut really well. Then I went back and just trimmed off any loose hairs, shall we say. Then a coat of the clear polyacrylic to seal it all up. Now, these are not going to be dishwasher safe, but you should be able to use the other side because it's regular glass, and then just be really careful when you wipe them off. Up close with the place setting, I'm pretty sure my mom is gonna get all of this and she's gonna be one happy girl. Those blue chargers and the decoupage plates came out so pretty. The mugs that I found to match came from Dollarama. And the napkins, well, those are tea towels from Dollarama. We've actually been using those in our place settings from Thanksgiving through Christmas and now Easter. Here's what I want you guys to keep in mind. While we can't go out and we're staying home and staying safe, we made all of these in one afternoon with our stash. Now, whether you're a YouTuber or you're just a crafter / DIYer, you know as well as I do that you got a whole bunch of stuff in your stash. So go take a look at what you've got, see what you can find, reimagine things you already have in your home, and come up with something beautiful. It is so important in these crazy times to enjoy your home. Make it beautiful, make it yours, make it your sanctuary. So although Easter's gonna look pretty different at our house this year, I'm confident it's gonna be pretty and we're gonna be together, and that's really all that counts at this point. Try to be grateful for all the little things right now. For me, it's remembering that I'm safe at home, not stuck at home. So from Izzy and I, we want to wish you a wonderful, happy Easter, even if it looks a little different this year. Take care, everyone. Here's a couple more videos for you to check out while you're safe at home. And don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you're following us over on Facebook and Instagram because we load all kinds of weird tidbits and bits and pieces of our life there. Thanks for stopping by Lisa and Company, you guys. We'll see you next time.